pisses me off. That's why I don't talk about it.
That's the same like if babies go to hell or not. There's just this undetermined cutoff point.
Does Seth believe that he has free will?
I don't know.
I'll ask him. Seth, do you believe you have free will?
I don't know.
Godless Girl. He says I don't know.
Well, that's just stupid, because obviously you don't.
Okay, that's
Hey, Seth. Godless? No, go ahead. Sorry.
that's nice, Godless. I think it might be a little bit more complicated than that.
Seth won't bite, Godless. Pillbox has tried to. I see Pillbox try to bait him.
I hear about Pillbox all the time, but I haven't encountered
You
him.
two should have crazy babies.
Ludic once called me a female version of Pillbox.
You're too much
No.
like Rose.
No, not you're
Yeah,
not.
I've heard a lot about her too, but I haven't encountered her.
I am not Godless's biggest fan, as any of you can guess, but she is nowhere near as bad as Rose or Pillbox.
But Pillbox is. But the thing is, Pillbox is a showman. Like, and Godless has that. There's sincerity in Rose's delivery, whereas Godless, you could tell she's putting on a performance to some extent. I'm not saying you're not genuine. I'm just saying there's some sort of performative aspect to her shtick, and the same with Pillbox. And so that's why
Well, I'm sincere, but I say things just to be inflammatory too.
yeah. They're the sons of Allah. Vita. I'm not a bigot. Don't even know. Okay, so all the Christians left. Godless, you wanted to throw down.
Well, give me an atheist then.
Hold on.
Okay, Seth. I'll define the existence of the Christian God to Seth.
Oh, I was gonna do it actually, but okay. Go ahead. 3 minutes. You want me to mod, or do you want to go up against me and have someone mod?
Seth, agree?
Sure, why not?
All right. I'm gonna mod.
Weeks, but okay.
Okay, I will destroy him.
Okay, well, you're going first, Godless Girl, but let me get the timer a crack-a-lackin'.
Well, hold on. What's the subject exactly?
Too
The
late.
existence
You're
of
just
the
gonna
Christian
go.
God.
Sorry. Go ahead.
The existence of the Christian God.
What
Okay,
about it?
ready?
So, premise 1.
Hold
premise-
on. You don't just start like you're some sort of. Okay. All right. Ready, set, go.
Premise 1, if knowledge exists, then God exists. Premise 2, knowledge exists, conclusion, therefore God exists. So, in defense of the first premise, any worldview that doesn't presuppose the Christian God can't know anything, knowledge being justified true belief, because you would be relying on your cognitive faculties to determine that your cognitive faculties are reliable, which is circular. It's begging the question. It's a logical fallacy. So Seth's worldview has no scaffolding. It just collapses and it's reduced to absurdity. Because how does Seth know anything? You can't know anything unless you've had divine revelation from an omnipotent, omniscient God who cannot tell a lie, and the Christian God is the only one that can do that, fits that description. And the Christian God has revealed to me, let me ask you, Seth, if an omnipotent God who could not tell a lie existed, couldn't he reveal something to us so that we could know it for certain? Because he can do anything that's logically possible, right? So I've had a divine revelation that's incommunicable from the Christian God, and he's told me that he exists and that my cognitive faculties are reliable when I read Scripture. And everybody, including you, Seth, knows in your heart that God exists, because everybody's had this divine revelation, and it's only that you, in rebellion of the existence of the Christian God, deny this. And you can't even question my worldview without stepping into my worldview, because every time you ask a question you don't know, maybe that's a malformed question because you don't know anything. You don't even know that you're fucking talking to me right now, you idiot. Okay, I'm done.
Okay, you see your minute 20.
Oh, I'm only at a minute 20?
Well, yeah, but and could the audience please be respectful?
Let me
Thank
see
you.
the
Ladies and gentlemen,
Hold on, I fucking
All right.
there's no hey you please
Okay,
go
let me
ahead.
just say one more thing.
No,
before I'm
you
done.
fucked up. You fucked
Notice
up.
how Seth doesn't tell us how he knows anything during his opening statement. So, in other words, it's all just gibberish.
Okay, Seth, I'm gonna give you another minute for how obnoxious that was. Are you down with that?
I don't know if I'll need it or not.
Okay, you ready to go? Well, I'm sorry that she.
Yes, I am. I don't have anything.
Ready, set, go.
Ladies and gentlemen, I ask you this: if Christianity is true, then why doesn't God exist? Checkmate. But seriously, this idea that knowledge is problematic for a secular worldview or an atheistic worldview is bollocks. We all make basic assumptions, properly basic beliefs, that our reasoning faculties are generally reliable, and our sense perceptions are also generally reliable. We can make inferences about the universe from that and come to knowledge. That's something that we all do. So there's knowledge for you. There's a bigger problem in the fact that well, God really doesn't exist. We can know that because there are certain things that we would expect to see in the world if God did exist. Like, there probably wouldn't be people that want to know that God exists, would like a relationship with God, and who are denied that relationship with God. People like, I don't know, Joe, perhaps. Our moderator, Joe, I think, we've had conversations before, I think that if it was true that God existed, he would like to know it. And for God, the primary reason for existence is to bring people to know and enjoy him. And yet, Joe and other people like him are denied this. Are denied this.
Okay, let me just say one more thing.
No, he's still talking. It's a formal debate. Proceed.
They're denied this, and that's not something you'd expect to see if Christianity or theism at base were true. There are other problems, such as the problem of, well, not the problem, but the argument from fine-tuning against theism. If the world were created by a god, you would expect to see complex. You'd expect to see moral beings that interact with each other. That's something you might expect to see under theism. What you wouldn't necessarily see is complex biological organisms living in a world where that is finely tuned for them. You would just the base minimum for God to judge his creation is for moral interactions. You don't need a complex biological body for that, or a universe that they can exist in. But if naturalism were true, if naturalism at base were true, and we see complex biological organisms, you would expect that the universe that they exist in would be finely tuned for their existence. So the fact that that's what we see is evidence towards atheism, or at least naturalism.
30 seconds, or 25 seconds, and you still have that minute if you want it.
No, that's fine. Not two little arguments, so that's fine.
Okay. Do you guys want to have them just be the same amount of times, or just slowly? How about 2 minutes, 45 or 2 minutes 30 seconds, not 2 hours.
What do we, cross-examination or rebuttal?
Rebuttal first, then cross-examination.
Let's do 2-minute rebuttals, and then we'll go into cross-exam. Go ahead.
I'll
starting
cross-examination
right now.
Okay, so notice that he didn't respond to my argument. So he didn't give refutations to either one of my premises. And also, he made an awful lot of fucking knowledge claims, but just like I predicted, he didn't give us epistemic justification for any of his claims. And he's trying to use an evidential argument against presuppositionalism. What the fuck? Every time he speaks, he's presupposing meaning is possible. How the fuck does he know meaning is possible? Is he relying on his cognitive faculties and then using his cognitive faculties to determine that his cognitive faculties are reliable? That's begging the question, Seth. That's a logical fallacy. And every time he talks, also, he's presupposing meaning is possible. And the laws of logic are true. How does he know the laws of logic are true? Is he relying on his reasoning to determine that his reasoning is reliable, which is begging the question? Also, he mentioned naturalism. So in his Seth, the naturalist worldview, the laws of logic are unchanging, or they're universal and immaterial, yet unchanging. How the fuck does, or no, I'm sorry, the laws of logic are immaterial, no wait, they're universal and unchanging, yet they're immaterial. So how the fuck does Seth make sense of that without begging the question? Seth doesn't even know that he's talking to me right now. Okay, so on naturalism, here's my refutation to Seth the naturalist's naturalism. In order to know something, you have to know that the impossible is contrary. Premise 2, Seth doesn't know that it's impossible that he's in the Matrix. Conclusion, Seth doesn't know that he's not in the fucking Matrix. So he doesn't even know that the external material world exists. Also, is Seth the naturalist, is he relying on his senses? How the fuck does he know his senses are reliable? Is he relying on his senses to determine his senses are reliable? And he didn't give a refutation to either one of my premises, which is if knowledge exists, then God exists.
All right. Go ahead. Okay, so Seth, you have your 2-minute rebuttal.
Notice Seth doesn't tell us how he knows.
Hey, Seth, you get 2 minutes and 15 seconds more.
Yeah, so don't be swayed by Godless telling you what you've heard. I clearly responded to her question about knowledge and how we can know things. We make base assumptions, properly basic beliefs, and from them we can come to true knowledge. It's not a problem there. As a matter of fact, if she has a problem with the way that I come to knowledge, then she can tell me why we shouldn't assume or rely on, say, the laws of logic or our basic sense perception, or the basic reliability of our sense perception. These are things that she believes are true, and I believe they're true, so we can both come to knowledge. So if that's true, unless she wants to deny the laws of logic or the fact that our sense perception is generally reliable, then you can take my arguments and actually apply them. And I think my arguments come to, well, one of them is a weak argument for naturalism, and one of them is a stronger argument for atheism. And those you could rely on unless she can give you a reason why they're not reliable. She actually didn't respond to my arguments, not the way around. How much time do I have?
You have 50 seconds. Well, you have a minute and 5 seconds.
Oh,
That's a good point.
yeah. I thought I was going to say something else. I can't think of anything right now. I guess I'll cede my time.
All right, so
Let's have a long cross-examination.
okay, how about well, is everyone fine with this, by the way?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're fine with it.
It's fucking fine with it. Okay. How about 10-minute cross-examination? What's her chick goes first, and then we switch roles. This I will be a dick about browbeating or grandstanding,
What's that
or
mean?
if you're asking questions when it's not your turn to ask questions. Grandstanding means I won't be a dick if it's grandstanding. That's your own fault. But if you're being a dick, I'll be a dick back. And if the person who's supposed to be answering questions, if they start asking questions, should I step? No, fuck it. Just browbeating. Ready, set, a go.
How long do I have?
10 minutes. Jesus.
10 minutes?
Jesus.
Okay. Well, that's too fucking long for you weirdos? Okay, fine.
5 minutes.
5 minutes? Okay, I was gonna say 8 minutes. I guess I'm old-fashioned. I like the longer durations. 5 minutes. You ready to go, Shorty?
You know what I'm going to ask her. So.
Well, I do go first. Just everybody noticed how Seth won't be able to answer any of my questions.
Okay,
So,
that's
Seth-
starting it. Yeah.
Seth, how do you know anything without relying on your cognitive faculties?
I do rely on my cognitive faculties.
Oh, so do you use your cognitive faculties to determine your cognitive faculties are reliable?
No,
Oh, how do you know your cognitive faculties are reliable without relying on your cognitive faculties?
I don't.
Oh, so you don't know that your cognitive faculties are reliable, yet you're relying on them?
Yes.
Oh, okay, then you're destroyed. How do you know that the laws of logic are true without presupposing the existence of the Christian God?
I presuppose the laws of logic.
Right, so how do you know that they're true?
I don't.
Oh, exactly. So, could you be wrong about everything that you think you know?
No.
What do you know for certain, and how do you know it?
That I can't be certain. I can't be wrong about everything I claim to know.
How do you know that?
The absurdity of the alternative.
I don't understand that. You'll have to explain it.
If I could be wrong about everything I claim to know, then I could be wrong about that, which means can't be wrong about everything I claim to know. It's
Right.
absurd.
Well, your position is reduced. Your position is self-refuting, because you could be wrong about everything you think you know.
Well, no, I said I couldn't because I couldn't be wrong about that.
Okay, so what do you know, and how do you know it?
I know that I couldn't be wrong about everything I claim to know
How do you know?
because of the absurdity of the alternative.
Okay, are you relying on presupposing that the laws of logic are true and that your cognitive faculties are reliable when we're determining that? Because we've already established that you don't know your cognitive faculties are reliable. So if you don't know that your cognitive faculties are reliable, then how do you know that something you're using your cognitive faculties, relying on your cognitive faculties for is true?
I already answered that.
Well, no, you didn't.
Okay, I presuppose them.
Oh, so you don't know it. You're just assuming.
Right.
Right. So how do you know that the external material world exists? So you don't know anything. Wait, so you don't know anything.
What are you talking about? Which question you want me to answer?
If you're relying on your cognitive faculties when you don't know your cognitive faculties are reliable to determine something, then you don't know that that thing is true, because knowledge is justified true belief, correct?
I don't know. You'd have to slow down.
Knowledge is justified true belief, correct?
Correct.
Correct. So if you're relying on your cognitive faculties to determine something, but you don't know that your cognitive faculties are reliable, then you don't know that that proposition is true, correct?
No, because there could be properly basic belief, or
How do you
I
know
can't justify true belief. It would be justified in order to presuppose the laws of logic.
what's your justification for it if you're relying on your cognitive faculties and when you don't know your cognitive faculties are reliable?
What's the word I'm looking for here?
Just be
It's
honest.
not your
and say
turn
you
to
don't.
ask questions.
Just say
I wasn't
you.
asking.
Just be honest and say you don't know.
You have less than 2 minutes, by the way.
Seth doesn't know. So Seth,
Okay.
you don't know the external material world exists because you, in order to know something, you have to know that the contrary is impossible, and you don't know that. What?
It's a justified true belief.
You know that the external material world exists, even though you don't know it's not impossible that you're in the Matrix.
Oh no,
Is
no,
it
the
possible?
external world. No, the external world is something that I assume is generally probably true or exists.
But you don't know it.
No, I assume it.
Right, so you don't know. So you don't even know that you're talking to me right now.
No, based on the fact that I assume the external world exists.
Thank you very much.
And
Thank you very much.
Then we can.
Yeah, exactly.
So
you don't know.
Then I'm
So you
talking
don't
to you.
know. So Seth,
Are you? Well,
you have a.
Okay.
Can you escape hard solipsism?
no,
Oh, so you're a solipsist?
no.
Well, do you have an escape for it, or are you a fucking solipsist? There's only 2 fucking options. Come on, my time's up. Hurry up.
You have 35 seconds.
I can
If you don't
explain.
have an escape for hard solipsism, then don't you realize it's stupid to say you're not a solipsist?
No.
Well, then you're just an idiot.
Okay.
Is that a question?
Could you be wrong about everything you think you know?
No.
We already established that. Right. So if an omnipotent God who could not tell a lie existed, would it be impossible for him to reveal something to me so that I could know it for certain?
Say that again.
If an omnipotent God who could not tell a lie existed, would it be impossible for him to reveal something for me to me so I could know it for certain?
All right, you can answer this question if you want, but it's going to be your turn.
No, that's why the problem of divine hiddenness is a good reason why atheism is true.
Okay, so you ready to go, or do you need...
I think I answered that in the negative. I meant to answer it in the affirmative. But yeah, I guess I'm ready. I don't have no idea what I'm going to ask her.
Okay, well, you just gave it away. Okay, ready, set, go.
Does God want to enter in a relationship with his creation?
Yes.
Okay. Are there people that want a relationship with God that do not have a relationship with God?
I don't know.
If there were such people, would that be problematic for Christianity?
I don't know.
Don't know how you don't know that. So
Well, yes,
if
I know that my cognitive faculties are reliable when I'm reading scripture.
how do you know that your cognitive abilities are reliable?
Because God has revealed it to me in a way that I could know for certain, and it's incommunicable.
Well, that would be problematic if, for example, your cognitive abilities weren't reliable.
But God has given me divine revelation that they are when I'm reading scripture.
Sure, and you could be fooled into believing that by a demon or your own cognitive abilities, right?
No, because God is omnipotent and he cannot tell a lie.
Sure, but can the devil reveal himself to you?
Yes, but if an omnipotent God who cannot tell a lie exists, it would be logically possible for him to reveal something to me so that I can know it for certain, and that's what's happened.
But how do you determine that the devil didn't give you an immediate experience of something that you would think is God?
I appeal to the divine revelation from the omnipotent God who cannot tell a lie.
Can Satan tell you that he cannot tell a lie?
Yes, but I know that my divine revelation didn't come from Satan because it's not from an omnipotent God that cannot tell a lie.
Yet you agree that Satan could tell you that he can't tell a lie and give you a similar experience.
Right, but a similar experience, but it wouldn't be the same experience. I can distinguish between the two because if an omnipotent God exists who cannot tell a lie, it would be logically possible for him to reveal it to me so that I could know for certain, so that I would be able to distinguish that revelation from a demon.
But it would also be possible for a demon to be able to reveal himself. It would give you a similar revelation.
Not as strong a revelation.
Oh, so have you had both and able to compare the two?
I'm able to distinguish between the two, yes. It's incommunicable.
How?
It's incommunicable.
How are you able to?
It's incommunicable.
Oh, okay, sure. I believe that. I guess I'm done with questions.
You have 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
That's fine.
Can I use his time to ask him questions?
No.
No.
All right. So what should they have for closings?
Well, I'll just say that Seth
No.
doesn't know anything.
You have 2 minutes for your closing. Just say that during your closing. Ready, set, go.
Right. So we've determined that Seth cannot know anything. He's made an awful lot of knowledge claims, but he hasn't given us epistemic justification for any of them. And every time he questions my worldview, he's actually stepping into my worldview and presupposing it's impossible that the Christian God doesn't exist. That's all I have to say.
That's your ending? Okay, Seth, do you want... Should have just said
I just have one thing. Everything Seth is about to say presupposes the existence of God. Every time Seth speaks or thinks one word, which is presupposing the laws of logic are true and meaning is possible, he's presupposing it's impossible that my God doesn't exist. And Seth knows in his heart that the Christian God exists, and it's only in rebellion of the Christian God that he denies it.
Did you just, did your water just break or something? Never mind, I just heard, water pour.
That was the current guy.
That was, okay, that was the adorable baby.
The ex-Muslim.
Ready to go?
The ex-Muslim that defends Islam. Go ahead, Seth.
Ready to go, Seth?
So I think it's clear who has better arguments here. I never once said that she didn't answer questions that she obviously answered, but Godless over and over again told you that I didn't respond to things I clearly responded to. I responded in my first statement, when in a formal debate that wouldn't exactly be allowed, about her first statement about my ability to come to knowledge, and I even defined knowledge for you, which you didn't. So just believe your own ears and make your own choice. That's all I have to say.
Why did he lie and say I'm the one that defined knowledge? Why did he just lie?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you, Joe. Why did he just lie?
Godless, I gotta say, you didn't do so well.
Yes, I did. Don't lie. Don't be biased because you're an atheist. Don't lie.
It was pretty.
I beat his ass. I destroyed him. I annihilated. I obliterated him.
It was. I mean, I couldn't make. You were talking really fast, and.
Joe, did he tell me one thing how he knows it?
What is it?
I gave 2 syllogisms. Did he give a refutation to either one of my fucking syllogisms?
Damn it, Tanya will gaslight you with these, so I'm not gonna.
I also have to say that Godless has really surprised me, and she was arguing for a side that she doesn't believe in. So
she loves this precept shit.
I honestly feel like I could probably argue better for the Christian side than the atheist side right now.
Especially just like the. How do you know that you don't know if you don't know? That you know.
Joe, be honest. It might be a
argument.
argument.
You did very well. No, I'm not going to gaslight you anymore if no one's going to help me. No, you did very well. What is it? You spoke really fast, though. That's an issue. You might not want to curse. And,
ad hom.
You need to... What else? No, I'm giving you fucking constructive criticism.
Just admit that I won. Just say you won.
No, I thought okay, yeah, you won, but that's still awesome. You didn't address, you did, in the cross exam, you did